Hi, it's T Michelle Birdsong, EveEinstein, mother of all living Mary Magdalene. At last, my love has come along. My lonely nights are over, and life is like a song. Here we are in heaven. They said in heaven you'll meet your family. I have met my family. This is Michael Bublé. I met him when he was 7 years old, and I was his babysitter in Clarksville, Tennessee. His name was Calvin Lewis. And he said to me one day, "I'm going to marry you." And I said, I can't marry you. You won't want to marry me when you grow up. I'm too old for you. He was 7, I was about 10. So what he's done is followed me and sang love songs to me in different forms. As Sam Cooke. When I heard Sam Cooke, another Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody. I got some money 'cause I just got paid. I loved it. I thought, wow, that sounds so like my life. You know, like what I understand, what I know about. It sounded so personal. I didn't know that was Calvin as Sam Cooke. And then he took birth as Elvis Presley. Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You are my da-da-da-da, and I love you so. Oh, I loved Elvis. I lived in a segregated town, and we had to sit in the balcony. But when I saw Elvis Presley on the screen, I left the balcony and walked down to the first floor to get a closer look at him on screen. I didn't even think about the fact that somebody said I wasn't supposed to because I was colored. Love, it knows no boundaries. Love just, is. And he was George Harrison, the Beatle, got into India. My whole thing he did, he converted from Catholicism to Hinduism, and he sang that song, "My Sweet Lord." Oh, my Lord. I really want to know you. I really want to go with you. I really want to know you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord. My sweet Lord. Remember you sang that? I went to Madison Square Garden with my husband Edwin Birdsong to hear this concert of Bangladesh. We got tickets from William Morris because my husband was a recording artist and he was on one of their clients, so we got these tickets. And there was George Harrison singing this wonderful song. Ravi Shankar had asked George Harrison to join him in putting on a concert to feed the starving in Bangladesh. And he said yes. And Bob Dylan was there. Now this is going to sing Dylan. And he sings Dylan. How many roads must a man walk down before they call him a man? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. And he sang, "May you stay forever young." Am I young? I was Emma Young. You see that? And blowing in the wind, that's a viewpoint of leaves on a tree, a family tree. And this is what this is, a holy royal family tree of saints and geniuses and gods and true humans being good. This is another picture of Michael Bublé. This is a picture of Jay Chetty. He was a monk. Think like a monk. Thelonious monk. So, T Michelle Birdsong was a nun. So, a former nun, and a former monk are compatible. So he's one of my husbands. And Thelonious Monk was a jazz musician icon. And my son sing Birdsong. Where's this picture? Oh, it's right on my lap. Was George Gershwin. This is Michael Bublé again. George Gershwin. And George Gershwin, here he is. Let's sing Birdsong. George Gershwin taught the black people jazz because it fit their personalities. They were spontaneous. And they could create on the spot. And he did that. Okay, so here we are in the Christmas season. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. And Michael Bublé he's famous was Christmas albums. And Urban Berlin, he says his favorite song is White Christmas. Urban Berlin is sing Birdsong's father, my husband, Edwin Birdsong, who has passed on, but is going to be reborn as Robin Birdsong's son. Robin Birdsong is St. Francis of Assisi, and she's also Stevie Wonder's only biological child. He was friends with Stevie Wonder. Okay, so what the point I want to make is about karma. My other parents, Robin Birdsong was my other mother, and Sing Birdsong was my other father. And they taught me that if you're good, and they were so good, they did their duty beautifully without complaint, did all the work. The backyard looked like a garden. He made it so beautiful. And he built pillars in front of the house with his hands, and they looked professional. He had a sidewalk put in. We were the only people on the block with a sidewalk. And she made caramel cakes and my favorite food, and bathed us with the holes of shower baths in the hot summertime. It was fun. And she sewed my clothes on a sewing machine. So they were wonderful. And they took me to church 2 or 3 times a week. And they said, when we're done, we'll go to heaven. So, sure enough, they both died willingly and happily. And they came to me as my children. And I was able to give them heaven. We went everywhere. We went to libraries, and we went to Radio City Music Hall to see live production of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And we went did horseback riding lessons, tennis lessons, roller skating, ice skating, violin lessons, and to see the New York Philharmonic at Avery Fisher Hall, and the circus. They were in the welcoming car at the circus, the Barnum and Bailey Ringling Brothers Circus. And he wrote a song. He wrote the music to my song, I Believe in You, my words. And it's wonderful. The people hear it and they say, oh, you should let everybody hear this song. It's wonderful. And then she wrote the words to my idea, Sneezy the Greasy babysits Abigail. And this is a picture of Abigail, the good little girl, who was my mother, Korean Bitches Crowder, who now is my granddaughter, Dera Michelle Renziger. So what is my point? They taught me, and then they died, and I was able to help them live their beliefs to get the reward that they believed they were going to get. They got. See? Degas was a painter. And this is Roy Ayers. When I met Edwin, he took me to be on the cover of Roy Ayers' picture. This is Roy. This is Edwin. This is me when I was an airline stewardess. And it's called Roy Ayers' Stoned Soul Picnic. This is Herbie Mann. who was a jazz flute player. Roy worked for him. He's an Aries. This is Cindy, Roy's girlfriend at the time. This is my niece, T Michelle Birdsong. I named her. And she has been of Clarksville, Tennessee. She has been as Solomon, the wise man in the Bible. This is little Roy, Roy's son. Okay, let's see what else. I wrote a song with Roy, Pretty Brown Skin, but he changed the last part of it. It said, but it's on this Edwin Birdsong album, What It Is. I think it's the original is still on here, the original words, right? So, yeah, there it is, Pretty Brown Skin. Roy Ayers, Michelle Birdsong. The original words where it says, something about, okay, beauty's not out, it's within. He didn't want to think that. He wanted to think brown skin is better than red skin, and white skin, and white skin is better than brown. It's so stupid. They're all skin. It's the organ to cover the organs inside. It has nothing to do with color. Color, melanin pigment produces a color, and it said, Jesus Christ says the climate. It's about the climate. The skin color has to do with the climate. The people close to the sun in Africa needed more protection, so they had dark skin. The people in Norway, far away from the sun, didn't need it, so they had light skin, no melanin pigment. That's all. Why are we making a big deal? Like I said, I met my relatives here in St. Francis of Assisi Residence 3. Maria Cott was my sister, and Robin was my other mother, and Jesus Christ was Angel Gabriel in the heaven, and I was Angel Michelle. Calvin Lewis, now Michael Bublé, was Angel Michael. So we all we're extraterrestrials from the sun, rays of the sun, meant to bring light to everyone. This is Joe Friedman, the king of Siam, who was talked about in a Broadway musical, The King and I. And he was my husband. He's a resident here. When Singh Birdsong, my son, attended Friends Seminary, he met Yul Brynner's daughter. She was adopted, and they dated. Yul Brynner played the part of the king and The King and I. It's all connected. We're all connected. We all have karma together. It's no accident we're all on the earth at the same time. And this is